Right, this is back to basics. I think it's number 4. And we'll go now to what I do next, okay? Because we've got all the pages sewn in. All right, but I've just got a few ideas through here. That's where I've got all my sticky notes, all right? Just so when I come up with an idea, I'll stick a sticky note in that area because I do tend to forget. So what I thought I would do next is I go on about colour. Whatever's going through the journal, I try to pick a sort of colour that will go. You know, if I want to pop a colour through, so I've literally, this is still wet, so I've just dyed this one to try and get a similar match. It doesn't have to be an exact colour, but if it's a good tone match, which it is, I've sort of worked on it and got it, and I think that was great. I'll tell you the inks in a minute. And I think all through, you know, if you're going to do a bit of pop of colour, then that is going to work. So that's fine. Yeah, I like it. It's working. So I do tend to do things like that, right? I only get a bit working in that colour. I didn't get loads. So I'll go in. I'm just going to do a few more of those because I might want some of those on some envelopes I'm doing. So I'll show you how to do those. But that's the rosette trim. Then of course these are going to go differently because they're already cream, all right? So they, you know, they will take on a different color, but if you use the same inks, they will still be the same tone. They might be slightly deeper or they might not be, you know, but it still works. And then now that's quite light, that one, so you know that's going to go near enough that color. Okay, and then again, it depends what this is made out of, whether it's cotton, you know, some fabrics don't stain at all, you know, then you have to use alcohol inks for that. I haven't got the re-inkers. The re-inkers are best for this if you're doing loads. Oh, and I always do a bit of this as well, you know, the I think you call it muslin, but I get the bandage gamgee stuff, you know, the bandages, and take it apart. So yeah, I usually do a bit of that, but that's already been coffee stained. I might have a white one. So what I'll do, I'll go and get a bit of white as well, and we'll see what the colour difference is with this. All right, which will be interesting, and using the same colours. So I'll just go and get a bit of that in a minute. Okay, I didn't have any that was already done, so this is what I actually get. I get them from Boots the Chemist. They're £4 something each. But I usually try and get them when they got a 3 for 2, so it brings the price down a bit. But you do get loads, so that's what it is. There, okay. And then if you look, there's, oh gosh, how many meters is it? It doesn't actually say, but there is loads on it, and they doubled up as well. So I'll just cut a bit off. And it's a real open weave, and I'll show you the difference between that and I think that is cheesecloth. So it's a slow, you know, it's closer weave, which is again still lovely. I was going to use a bit of that as well, just cut a bit off. I only want bits. Right, put that away. Okay, and then this opens out quite a few times. I think even that is, again, that's still double. So I open it all out, you see, and look, again, that little piece, how much you get out of that. That's a good meter now. All right, so I'll just cut some of that off, and it's very open. It's fun to work with. Goes a very long way, so I'll just dye a bit of that, because that is the same as that. That's coffee stained. Oh, sorry, that's coffee stained, and that's as it is. All right, so we'll do that the pink colour, not pink, it's more of a coral. It's come out. Here we go. And I usually have a little book. All right, well, it's a good idea to do this. I tend to remember what I've used, but if you don't, then I'll just cut a little bit out when you've done the colour and write down what you've used. All right, so I'm going to do that today, because I thought, oh, I'll have a little book with all those things in instead of playing around again. I'll sort of know. Right, so we've picked out the colour from the Irish kit. All right, the blue would be totally different. So I'm going to do these first. Re-inkers are best for this, but like I say, I think I've got some in the fire brick, but haven't got any in the berries. Let me have a look. But I thought I would use what you most probably have. I'm not sure whether you would have the re-inkers. Oh, I have got fire brick. I bet it would be really dark, actually, with just that one. Right, the first one, I'll just do the first one because I tried to experiment with the colour. All right, so what I've done to get this colour was I used this fire brick first, all right, but I haven't, it's, you know, not very wet. So, and I add a little bit of water. I always spray this so it doesn't go patchy. All right, that. And then, you know, I done this and I looked at it and I thought, you know, it's too light. I'll show you the difference. But still a lovely colour if you wanted a lighter pink colour. Right, so that's where it was. Okay, still gorgeous colour actually, nothing wrong with it. Right, so the next thing I done, I thought, oh, I've got this, that one was fire brick. Okay, now I've got festive berries. Right, and I know, looking at it, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I can see that it's going to be quite bright. So just dry it out a minute. That's all right. So I added a bit of that. You see, look, nice and wet, that one. But I also added, to tone that one down a little bit, I added a bit vintage photo. All right. Again, there's not a lot in this one. Like that. And then I sprayed it just a little bit. And watered it down like this. And then put that in there. Okay. There we go. And then again, once it's dry, you can see that, hold on. It dries more like that colour. Okay. So that's how I come up with my tone. You know, if anything's a little bit bright, just add your vintage photo to it and it seems to bring the colour down. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now with this bit that's left, because I've got quite a little bit to do, so I'm going to add the re-inker, I think. I might as well use this up though. Okay, that was a bit of muslin. There we go. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do now, this is going to be a lot darker anyway, okay, but you've seen what I've done to get that effect, but I'm going to just, because I've got quite a bit to do, re-inker. This should be strong enough anyway. There's a lot more pigment in that, you see. Right, so this is the coffee stained bit, so we'll see how that turns out. So. Okay, not a lot different between that, and that was the coffee stain one that was already coffee stained. There. So I'll go ahead and do all that. There's a bit of lace here, so spray with water. Once it does go patchy, doesn't matter if it's on your hands, just get it damp. I find adding the water also doesn't go too dense looking. Still has life in it. This is a very vintage bit, so they usually take the colour really well. I usually pick the re-inkers up in the sale. Well, I haven't put water on it. Some of that's going to have to be done again, all right? Because you can see it's just slightly patchy because I didn't have enough in there. Let's give that a swirl. I mean, look how well that's stained. Okay. Okay. And that's that bit done. So I would go and now put that to dry. Okay. And I'm going to use this up on some paper. So you might as well just give that a bit more. I think I've got a couple of envelopes. Let's get the envelopes just to... Okay, so that's what I do with what's left. If this is your first video you're watching, don't forget I've got a video on envelopes. So I'm doing the whole one on this. I'm just going to experiment a minute. Just want to see what it turns out like. I think it'll be too saturated myself, but it might dry differently. So we shall see. This is the way I play to try and do for different things. Okay, right. Just gonna get them dry. Right, okay, I'll give the lace a bit of an iron on some coffee stain paper, and this is another way that I get my papers a bit sort of, you know, grungy looking. So what I do with this now is I'm going to gesso it, yeah, and then most probably overstamp it later on, and it can be used for all different things, okay, which you will see what I use it with or use it on. So I'm just going to you know, add a bit of gesso. It looks great when it's overstamped with text and things like that. You can make all sorts out of it. But I love it when you iron the bits and pieces and it sort of leaves prints around. Okay, just to get rid of any lines, if there's any. Could even be an envelope. There's a bit of cardboard here, so I just ironed on that because it doesn't like ironing on the glass. There we go. Gets all wet, doesn't it? There we go. And then put that to dry as well, and we'll use that later on. Yeah, I've had to actually put the heater on because it's, oh dear me, it is terrible here. Absolutely horrible, I must say. Raining, just a horrible day. But I'm in my happy place, so I don't mind. Right, clean up a bit and then get on with the journal. And hopefully I can read some of the notes I've left. Right, I think for the inside cover, I'm going to use a DL envelope. and do the classic one that's been around a long time, with the folded over DL envelope to create a pocket. You know, it's very similar to a library card. If you haven't got a library card, I think they're great, to be honest. I'm going to jazz mine up a little bit, I think. Let's have a look. That's going to go there. I haven't got any snippets made or anything yet because, as you know, my stuff is drying. So I'll most probably leave that, but I'll get this stuck in for now. This, I think, will be nice as a little booklet. Okay, so I'm going to put some pages in that one. This one I won't sew round because most probably haven't got a sewing machine, but I do tend to sew round them. I like them, but I think we need something going on in the background there. I quite like the plainness with there. Actually, I'm just going to ink it up a minute because it's actually nicely coffee stained back there, so it could be all right. So I'm using tea stain. Right. I think I've got a bit of vintage photo on it, but okay. And we need something there, don't we, that corresponds with it. So get me a spare piece of paper and cut it out. That's quite nice actually. That's going to go, isn't it? Hold on. Yep, definitely. So I'll have a bit of that. So I'll just mark that. And go inside the pen. That's what I tend to do. Just come inside a bit, yeah. Okay, lovely, and then ink it all up. Yes, the glue I use is Beacon 3-in-1. Let's put it this way, there's other glues out there, and if it suits you, then, you know, please go ahead and use it because, you know, I know this glue is quite expensive. It's just that I have had years of making mini albums and waiting for glue to dry and things like that. Used to be an absolute pain. So, and with doing videos, I need something that dries quickly and effectively. So that's why I use it. Okay, some of the work I do, I still use, you know, white PVA. If I've got time to do something, then I'll leave it dry and things like that. But with videoing, I just haven't really. And that's basically, before we add anything down here, which I'll do a bit later on, that is all but finished, you know, and with the tuck spot, with a make a booklet out of the journaling card. So with that, instead of cutting them all off there, I've just got to rip that one, but that's all right. We can stain that out. I just left it together, yeah, to make the booklet, and then I will round the corners and cut that off. Yeah, that's quite a large one, so that's all right. So just do the corners like that, and then I'll do these as well. Okay, and then that's going to sit in like that. I think I'll do it so there's a pocket at the back as well. So I'm only going to stick down all the way around there, which I can do. What I'm going to do is just stick this down as well, because you can open that and have another pocket, but I'm not going to. Just keep it simple, and then glue down there. I'm going to come in a bit. I'm not sure what closure I'm going to do. And now we've got a pocket back there and one in here. Fits in nice there. So I'll make a little booklet out of that now. Just get some papers together and cut them to size. So I'll just go and get some. Just seeing how big it is. If I come down a bit more, okay, like that, and then fold it. Give me some. Let's get my trimmer. It's a brand new one. That still doesn't like coffee stained paper, but I quite like that effect. I don't often straighten it up. It should be able, I'll do it that way a minute. There, and then I'll go in the other way. What I'll do is just come out of there a little bit, like that. Just make, you know, saves you measuring. And then do that. Right, sometimes I leave them like that. Okay, and then when the person receives it, they can open it out. So sometimes I will stitch it on here. Okay, which I need to do for anything like this, to be honest. I need to just stitch it along there, or you sew them in. So I would open it out and just sew along here, which we can do. I should get some thread just in case you haven't got a sewing machine. Okay, I'm just going to do it by eye. Okay, it's about the middle, I think. And okay, and then come up. Underneath. Don't pull too hard on this one though. There we go. And I always give it a little bit of a burnish. Like that. And we definitely need to ink around the edges. I mean, you can stamp the inside of these. You can do all sorts. You can stencil them. I think already done all that. There was a tear, wasn't there? Is it? It's a tiny little booklet made. I quite like the ones that do this. Yeah. And you can tie a bit of string around it. This is a bit of jute string. And in it goes. Just gonna cut a tiny bit off of there. Okay, and then we need to make something later on to go behind there. Kept it simple, and I think it looks quite nice. All right. So the next thing we've got to do, I know we've got to do some envelopes within the colour, so I think that's that will be the next one. All right, because I know I'm going to have to, you know, it'll take a good hour to show you how to do 3 of those to go coordinate with what we're working with. So what you need to do next is to get, if you've got any iris napkins, perfect. If not, try and stick with your colour tone that you're working with. I most probably will pick out a bit of this colour. It's sort of like a reddy brick colour. It's not bright red, so it's quite, but it's not burgundy either. So, and it's verging on orange, just like a really, really red orange, because that's orange. So that's what I'll be working with those. So napkins. You need to find some napkins to go with your envelopes for the next one. Hopefully I'll remember I said that. I think I'll write it down. I've got my little book. And I've put my little bit in here. So I'll just put next video. Okay. There we go. Tell me off if I don't do it. I know you enjoyed my other one. That was my first video. You really enjoyed it. Now I'll do the envelopes that coordinate with the journal. All right, so that's the ones I'm going to use. These were given to me yesterday by Tina. Thank you, Tina. And she done you dyed these. She said they come out a bit yellow, but I love them, and I just think they are going to go really well with the journal, so I'm going to use them. All right. I think I'll go ahead and gesso these later on. All right. So if you don't know how to do the first bit of the video, the envelope, have a look at the video, okay? Because I've got it all in there, what you need to do. So if you coffee stain, or you know, dye them with onions, or whatever you do, whatever you're doing, you do that first. That's how they are. Then gesso them, okay? That's the first bit. Then the rest of it will be done with colours and different things that match the journal. But similar procedure to what I've already done. That actually is going to go somewhere. I thought that would be nice there. Yeah. That's just a piece of my sister gave me yesterday. Well, I had a few of them actually. I've used them in something else, so. Okay. Right. Tuck spot here. So I'll get on with that. That's an easy one. All right. You can either leave it open to flap out like that, or you can close it down. I think I'm going to close this one down. So I will glue the edges. Like that. Then I will cut a strip of the paper out, and that will go down there. So just hold it on. I'll mark that one. Just come in a bit about there. That's all cut, and I found a bit of lace too. This looks nice, okay, because I haven't, the other one isn't dry yet, so that I'm gonna sort of keep for snippets and things like that, but I thought that looked nice colour, nice tone. It's like creamy colour. And I also, because I haven't worked with this kit at all ever, so nor the eco dye papers, and as I'm feeling it now. It's beginning to come to me what the colours, other colour. I mean, we've already chose not that one, sorry, that was Fired Brick. Okay, we've chose that, and I think the Wild Honey would look nice, definitely. And also, I'm not going to most probably use all these, but that one is Fossilized Amber as well, would work. So, you know, I'm sort of getting a feel for how I want this to go. It looks like it's going autumny to me. I know Iris Flower isn't in the autumn, and nor is Daisies, but, you know, it's becoming autumny because I've used these colours. So we shall see what happens, because I never know until I start working with a kit what actually happens. But we'll stick this down anyway. And stick the lace down, because I think that lace looked nice. Yeah, I'm just trying to explain a few more things as I go along with, you know, this series. But I do tend to forget things. What do I want? I want it that way. Oh, and don't forget to ink up your edges. Have your bit of paper. See, I forgot that. Leave that straight. Right, what I'm just going to do, I'm going to straighten it up by slightly out, actually. Doing that, so I make sure this piece is straight. This bit I'm not too worried about because I'm going to put lace down. Yeah, so that's how you get over things if you haven't cut it perfectly straight, like me today, for some reason. Get the glue there. That's it. And then by putting the lace down here now, so I purposely left it just to show you if this happens, how to get away with it. And nobody would know any different. So I would put the glue down there. And make sure this is straight. Do the other one. Look on the back. Yep, looks looking all right to me. So this is a stretchy one, actually. Cut that off. There we go. And who would know that was wonky? Yeah. So the visible end, make sure it's square, and then if it goes off a bit, then cover it up with the lace, and nobody would know. All right. And then inside there, I would either put something, you know, like that. That can look quite nice, but again, these all need backing. Okay, but I'll put that there for now. Or something maybe a bit brighter. This pocket, I forgot to put the pocket in that. Oh, never mind. You can, I was going to make that into a book, that Book of Wonders. Oh, these are nice. You know, you could even do that totally different colour to what we're using, but I like it. Yeah, oh no. I've got other ones, I think. Oh, and I've got library pocket too, haven't we, in that kit? I must remember that one. Oh, here we go. So you could have, say, something like that, something plain at the back, not so much that one. And then I like it bigger, so I'm going to keep that like that because I like things to be plain at the background. I'm just doing it, for instance, something like that. Yeah, that could be a plain journaling card or a piece of ephemera or anything like that. Then that is worked really. And then what we can do, we can have a little bit of collage work going on down here with these colours when we've done a bit more, when my stuff is dry. Yeah, and that needs covering. Yeah, keep that there. I quite like that. Here, let's have a look. Yeah, usually on the thicker pages, because this I use about 128, yeah, on these pages, so they're quite substantial. I tend to put pockets and things on the back of those because they're nice and strong. The flap, that's the best one to do. Right, so I've got this. I'm going to go with that. It's going to get lovely actually. Yep. Okay. We'll talk about putting in a flap. So if you haven't done this, left this bit, okay, and your page is straight, then you do exactly the same on here. Yeah, you do it that way. And then that flaps, that gets stuck down there. But I've left the flap, all right? So my page now can be stuck on like that, or it can be stuck on like that, which I prefer it that way. Yeah. So I'm just going to cut down these the right size. Right, if you want to do a double flap, sometimes work, but I've got a bit of torn here, so it might not. Let's do that. We shall see. So if that's stuck here, yeah, and then what I do is I stay away from the spine. Yeah, you just come in a bit. I think we're all right. I think we can do a double flap. Okay. Let's make sure. Take that off. Still no measuring. Honestly, this blade's a couple of days old. It's all, it's not, that's all right. I'm not going to worry. Okay. So we could add that there, yeah. So you would go like that, and then that flaps over there, or the other way. That would stick there. Yeah, that's away from that. I prefer this if you actually, if it's visual, so I tend to come in a little bit on this one. Yeah, you get, then you'll get that, and then go over there. So should we do that? Yeah, I'm going to stick it down, and I'll show you what I do. I never mind things like this because I can always put a strip of washi tape down if I don't like it, or sometimes I go through the whole journal and make them all look like that. Yeah, so okay, so you can either go that's how you add your flaps, yeah? So it goes like that, and then like that. That's a nice big flap. Yeah. If you feel that's too much, just have the one. Or you can do it, cut that back, just seeing how I like it. I think I quite like that actually. I do like to see different levels going on. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to put a strip of something down there and here. Yeah, that's a nice extra page. That feels better actually, just a bit shorter. Yeah, so another bit of paper. I think I've got a bit left here. Okay, so I cut a strip down there, and I'm going to put it down there, but I'm going to put a tab on there. I didn't actually do any tabs with this kit for some reason, so we'll make one. I do it out of this one that I've had a long time. Okay, a lot of you have got your Stampin' Up one that we can't get, that costs us a fortune. Actually, that would make a nice tag there, so I'll leave that and I'll work with this side, I think. Right, just cut that out. Oops. And I'll just ink up the edges a minute. Fold that in half. I won't worry about cutting that one down because I can stick it under the piece of paper that's going on the top. Normally I cut them down a bit because they're a little bit wide, but I don't think I need to. Age that up a bit. And that's going to sit underneath there, like that. Sure, sorry, I have to pick it up because I can't see whether it's straight. There we go. Yeah. When we do that, you see, got great, isn't it? And then you do that. Right, so what I'm going to do there is put a bit of lace down. Let's have a look. I didn't really want to put this one too soon to that. That means we'd have to go all the way through. So I'll put that one a bit later on. I'll do a different one now. So we've already used that one. Okay, I've got this very delicate fine one I quite like using on pages because it's not too thick. So let's run a bead along there. Okay. So anyway, we're left with this piece now. Okay, and I think we'll cut that down and we'll make a tag because that is going to sit nicely in there. Yeah. So this is the sort of thing, you know, that you can do with your pages. I know I've got other tags, but I might as well use this one up now. Or, hold on a minute, I'm just going to cut it down that line because I'd already folded this one, so let's just cut that down there a minute. Just got an idea. Just going to check something because I'm going to cover that page, wasn't we? Yeah, it would go there actually because we've got tags to go in the other pocket. I would do that. We could make a big pocket out of that there. Yep, I'm going to do that there. Definitely you need something there. Oh, this is where I was going to show you how to do double pocket. Okay, so you have a tag coming out of there and a tag coming out of here. They look really good. So I'll just put that, I'll do that in a minute. I want to go back to this one here. Okay, right. I'm going to cover the whole thing up, I think. That. Just going to cut that bit off. Perfect. Just making sure. Okay, and then we're working on a little bit here that's a bit narrow, so I am going to fold this over because I like the strengthen that edge. I'm going to lose a little bit more, but we're just utilising what we've got left, and then come down a bit, yeah, and on here I would normally gesso that bit there, so that's going to come there, and then it'll be a pocket like that. Perfect. A bit of gesso, I'm afraid, but if you haven't got gesso, don't do it. But I am. People are saying about acrylic paint. You can mix acrylic paint. Some are saying that they don't do clear gesso or something. You don't do white gesso in America, which I found a bit strange, because most of the art products, a lot of them are from America, and I was a bit strange that. I don't need to go all of it, just I should have something under the page, really. Naughty of me, sorry. Dry that off. Also gives the page quite a lot of strength, a bit of gesso. Okay, tone that down lovely. Alright, so this one, got to ink up the edges. And glue down 3 sides. Again, I always check that it's straight here. I don't worry so much about the back, because you could always put a bit of lace down there. Okay, and then time you put something in the pocket, you could have like a journaling card with some lace coming out of here. So we'll leave that. Again, we've got some, nice stages going on. And this one was going to do, maybe put that there. Yeah, I think we will. Let's stick that down. And all these sort of things, I like those memo pads and that, and you can get them, or just a piece of lined paper, out of an exercise book, that you've tea stained. Okay, and we need something behind there, don't we? Should we put something there now? Just, like I say, these got to be backed and goes there. I didn't do this one. I could have done that one as well, but we use this somewhere else because it's quite a nice one, and this one's hidden, so a nice bit of washi tape will look nice up here. Just added something there. Not sure it's sticky enough. It is. Okay, we need to ink this page a bit here. It's looking a bit where I've gessoed it. There. This is going to be the double pocket, so we'll do that next. I just need a piece of paper. Alright, let's go on with the double pocket. So another here, that was a misprint, and I'm going to use that. So I mark a little bit over. It's because I fold over, as you've seen me do, so it gives a nice strong opening. So about there, I reckon. Just cut all along there. I tell you, this could be done with, you know, what I'm doing here. It doesn't have to be this kit. You can do what I'm doing with any paper you've got at all. Or any kit or any paper, because that's a piece of paper, and so scrapbooking, that's a piece of paper. So don't think you have to use a kit to do this. Okay, right, and I'm going to, hold on a minute, I'm just going to mark where I want that folded. It's about there, I reckon. And then I'll fold that up, and that'll let me know where I need to cut off. Isn't it fun not measuring? And keep that bit. Right, let's work out the pocket. Okay, so what I do, I measure and then I divide by 3. Okay, it's quite an odd number, this one, so but I worked it out to be about 2.5 each for 3 pockets. All right, but if you're uncomfortable with that, then just do 2 pockets, and then, you know, I mark my center like that. Okay, that all comes out. I would mark my center like that, but I'm doing 3 pockets for a change. And half, I'll not fold it. Get it right in a minute, folks. Okay, there, and then the same here. What's that? And this is where I put my glue. So don't see any of this, but I'll draw down there. That's where my glue's going. Yeah. So all on the bottom and the 2 sides, and then down here. And down your pencil line. Let the blob come out there. There we go. Okay. About there, wasn't it? And there. I mean, you can put little holes in here if you wanted to. which can look really nice. Me being me, forgot. Yeah, and then again, I'll put a little bit of lace down there, and I always use this very fine one, okay, for this, because it lays really flat, and it's quite near the spine, so you don't need to. I mean, it's looking pretty good, but okay. Just for instance, no, it's blue, but we won't be using it, and then that goes in there and it flips over the page, and it can look really nice. So I would sort of base them on that width, really. Yeah, there's no good putting anything in there now because they will stick in there. And that's that. Then on this side could be writing or something like that. So I would, let's have a look, something really fine. I quite fancy putting a bit of lace down there. Yeah, need something. You know, you can't even see them when they're right in front of you. Okay, right, we've done quite a bit today. Organising anyway, and it was mainly about the dyeing today, and I thought, well, I'll carry on. I think it might be dry now because I won't be doing much more now because I have to go and cook tea. I'm just looking. Oh yeah, there's quite a few little things I've got to do, but I'll just go and get the fabric that we dyed. Okay. Just a bit. Like I say, I did iron it because it was it crumpled up. That's our bit of paper that I'll put over there because I'll be using that. And so that's gone quite pink actually, those. Oh, how strange. Looks pinker now. Yeah, it does look pink. Oh, how weird. But look, these envelopes, gorgeous. Very nice. But too pink, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's definitely too pink. Nice, but not the right colour for me. Right, let's have a look. It's like everything I do at the moment, it goes pink. Oh no, that's fine. No, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not sure there though. That looks okay here against that. It is very pinky. That's dried quite pink. Yeah, that's too pink for me. So I'm going to have to do all that again. Okay, because I just look at that. I mean, it's beautiful colour. But it's just, no, it's not right. Okay. These are right, not too bad. These were cream, weren't they? So that means they've, yeah, those are okay. And they were the cream base. That is fine. So I think if we do the other ones again, they're the ones that are a bit pink, I think it'll be all right. Yeah. That's all fine. And that's fine, look. Yeah. Okay. Right, let's sort those out then. And we'll do them again. So, was it, that was pink? It was those, wasn't it? And that was white anyway. That one. So I'll do those again. That again. Oh, it doesn't look pink there. There. That's pinkish. That one there. Yep, pink. And those ones, maybe a bit pink. I think do that again. But those are fine. So the cream base one worked brilliantly. The ones that were just white were too pink. Yeah, so that means they need another application, yeah, which I'm going to do. Beautiful though, but not what I want. I mean, I've got other colours I could use, definitely, but you might not have them, if you know what I mean. You know, other dyes and things like that where I could get that colour. But I'm trying to do it out of the distress inks because they're the most sort of things that most people have got, really. So, I need to spray these. It's a bit darker, isn't it? Definitely. Let's just spray this a minute. I mean, this one might not go much darker because that was this sort of nylon-y one. It's lovely, isn't it? Please wear gloves. Oh dear. Yay. You have to wait for the next video now to see how this turns out. I thought, oh, I'll get it done now. It's just these bits. So. No pink, please. That's because I'm trying to get away from my pink phase. So everything I use has turned into pink. There we go. Right, no pink. Oh dear, look. It's all right. I've got some stuff to get that off. Okay, now look, see how this turns out, because that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Not so perfect for my hands. So if it dries, yeah. I mean, that is perfect tone, everything. I know I have to be a bit careful here because I'm just having a look. Yeah. Okay, well, let it dry. I'm going to dry it on this scrapbook paper. And then I shall see you in the next one. Okay, and you can have a look at what's happened here. I mean, that's gone quite red now. And look how dark that's gone. And these are fantastic. So, against the white there, you can see it better. Okay. There we go. So anyway, we'll see them next time. All right, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in episode 5. Bye.